Now the anthem of Tonga. Beautifully done. Both the Samoan and Tongan anthem here at Seabus Super Stadium. Boy, can't they make a racket, these fans. And they are about to make more noise in a moment as our anthem singers leave the arena and the two sides will square off centre ground. If you want a translation of the Sivatau for Samoa, along the way, the words are, my strength is at its peak, make way and move aside. I think you can apply that to the match of rugby league we're about to see. Samoans line up on their 40-metre line, and we'll watch Tonga with a Sivatau. Yes, indeed. Penny Terapo leads them. And now it will be Samoa's turn. They will awaken the gods here. Tonga retreat to their 40-metre line. What fantastic sporting theatre this is.
Samoa!
For that. How good is that, Brady?
That is outstanding. Gets set for an explosive opening couple of minutes now after that. The standoff.
When does Conrad Hurrell get the first run? How much fun does he have? Look, the respect. Sure, there is fierce rivalry here, but the respect between the two is enormous. And I think they enjoyed the pre-match, but now the real thing, baby.
Well, the physical battle between these two sides is it's evident every time they play against each other. We only have to look at the athletes that are in both lineups. It doesn't matter what number they got on their back. They're big, they're powerful, and they'll be sorting each other out very shortly.
It will be Samoa with first use of the ball, which means the courage first run. It'll probably either be Saso Sue or Sam Cassiano to take it. There's Richie Fayoso on screen, Josh Maguire. They are literally like cats on the hot tin roof out there. They're itching for that man to blow the whistle. Let's have some fun at Seabus Timber Stadium. Test match rugby league. Tonga versus Samoa. A Super Saturday on Fox Sports. Sue will have the first run, and up comes the red ball. It's a mobile one, and there's 5 of them. 12 metres out from the Samoan line. So we get used to watching Maguire, a dummy half, and Cassiano. Quickly mobile. Off goes Maguire. And what a tackle from Fayoso. If you haven't seen Maguire play hooker before, think of Stevie Walters, one of the greats. Canberra and later the Cowboys, but Queensland and Australian representative. Now Isaac Liu. This is a big first set for Samoa. Last tackle, 35 metres away from the Tongan line. And back for Tuamavave to kick. He was tackled, maybe a fraction late. Taken at the back by Feki, who's in the starting side for Tonga.
Well, after the war dances and the standoffs before kickoff, it was a great opening set by Samoa. And all off the back of the run from Sam Cassiano. Broke the tackle of Sikamanu and got a quick play the ball, and that set things up nicely for the Samoans.
He did, and Tonga in possession right now. In fact, I'm looking across their side. I think Joel Luani has remained on the bench for them. So they've reshuffled things here, Tonga, right on halfway. Pretty physical defence, and not the same ground made by Tonga in their first set, but not for the lack of trying. Fair charge down that one. It was off the back of Leeson Armau, the man in the headgear, the St George Illawarra Dragon. And Samoa will get the scrum feed, not played up. I think that'll show up graphically here. The kick from Lolohea.
Yeah, Lolohea just drives it in the back of Armau. Look, I think if a player's coming forward and putting pressure on a kicker, even if he turns himself sideways, he's playing at the ball. He's put himself in a position to play at the ball.
You know what? You win that debate. Yeah, you're right, because it's the same as a player going to make a tackle, whether he's trying to play the ball. If they pass and it comes off him, well, he's in a position to... He's playing the man, so therefore he is playing the ball.
That's right. You move forward off the defensive line, you're in play.
I'm just trying to figure out the configuration of this Tongan backline. Qatar lined up at halfback at the scrum.
I think we'll have to wait until the Tongans get the ball from the scrum set, or just have a look at how they're lining up with the ball. We have so many players out of position at scrum feed, especially when they're on the defensive side.
Well, we can confirm they're playing Feki right wing and Tofua on the left wing, as now the ball carried forward by Sue. Very impressive play. He's relishing a chance to be in a starting side. A lot of games off the bench at the Tigers. Now Maguire takes them left side, and Isaac Liu scored a barnstorming try against England in the Four Nations. Left side, Tumavava's pass was borderline, he's got it back. Carlos Tumavava, just 5 from the line, and finish off. Palatoni will be penalised. And a little second bite of the cherry there.
Well, late in the count too, this will put pressure on Tonga. We'll see what the Samoans
It's fine to go back.
were thinking.
Just on the line there, guys. On the line.
I'd like to see them just take the tap.
Wait here now.
Yeah, and that's what they'll be doing. Tumavava just sorting things out.
If you like. Mark's there. Okay.
So Tumavava with a tap. Well, no, it'll be Maguire, in fact. There'll be a bit of Jim Boss going on there from the Samoans.
Hold the line here.
Well, it's just a dance they're doing. So finally, well, that was an interesting, wasn't that an interesting tap? Was it a tap? I think he's... What did Josh Maguire just do? Did he just roll the ball back into his foot? I'm not quite sure. Samoa 10 metres away from the line. Simona onto Armau. And the Locks horns with a Tongan defence. 4 metres away from the line. Good first 4 minutes here. But dominated by Samoa. Simona on to Sue. And Sue goes close. Couple of Tigers combined there. Now Maguire. He'll have a crack himself. He's held up. Takiaho right there, wrapping his arms around the ball, the Sydney Rooster. Wide for Tumavava. Wider still for Pritchard. Out it comes for Vito. And the defence is up. Sikamano across there, the Tongan captain. Still with Samoa. Tumavava places the kick across field, looking for Leilua. He bats it back. It's straight into the hands of Whanua. And the Melbourne Storm winger with the ball, and now followed up. Aggressive running out of trouble in quick time.
Yes, Solomona Carter doing the running. What an outstanding debut season has been for Carter with the Warriors.
Here's a big run forward from Terapo. He is on the charge, 25 metres. Rampant. Followed up. Takiaho. This is fearsome running. Awesome stuff by the men in red. Langi with the ball. Round the corner, Bona Carter has got to the line. Solomona Carter for Tonga.
Kids.
Hang on a second.
Tackle. I've got no try.
Wow.
Check for a double movement here, please.
Brave man to say no try. I've got, look, Solomona Carter. Is that the body language of a try scorer or not, Brandy?
Well, we'll wait and see, Vossi. I've seen a couple so far through the season sell it beautifully, but come up short. Nice ball from Langi inside to Carter. Terrific involvement. That's no try from Solomona Carter. Gets underneath the tackle there.
I think he drops it in. Look, if you don't want a real double movement, I think he drops it on the second carry.
I think he does too. It looks when they're ruling on a double movement play, they've got to do it at normal speed.
Yeah.
We can't just keep looking at slow motion replays. Let's see. We'll see if he got to the line fair enough, because the slow motion gives the perception that he's advanced himself, but he might have just bounced it.
No, John, look, that'll be written on my tombstone. Why don't they look at double movements in normal speed?
We have had this conversation before, haven't we?
That's right, and I'm hoping that's not too soon that tombstone has been carved out. But Qatar no try, and they do rule double movement.
A terrific ball on the inside from Langi. Just a bit of footwork to get around the Samoan defender, and the ball, a one-handed pass back to Qatar, who made a terrific run to start the set, back down near his own try line.
We've hardly had a chance to catch our breath. We'll go to Andy on the sideline. What's the story? Joel Luani starting off the bench, Feki into the side.
Yeah, curious enough, the match officials weren't aware of it. It's not going to go down as an interchange, but it will go into the match report. So Sasaya Feki comes on. He goes onto the right wing, but the most curious move of the early minutes of these match, Mahe Whanua to left-hand side ball player.
Well, and that's where he's defending as he comes in to make the tackle now on Tautau Moga. He's 3 in, Mahe Whanua, which is where the half would defend.
Qatar and Tafuri's outside. Leilua kick puts them under pressure. And Tui Lula here across there. You know, we're watching Tonga play Samoa. We're also seeing some of the real young stars of the NRL. Tafua Surely that wasn't a smile on the face as he was driven sideways. I don't know about the second marker there, Isaac Liu. He was, well, he was closer to surface paradise than he was behind the marker. He was well moving over to the coast. But it's rugged stuff early. But yeah, young stars, Lawler here, not too many first-grade games under the belt. Hurrell runs into a, well, half a shoulder. Not worried if the shoulder charge is back tonight. Politoni's kick. And Vito's onto the ball. Brisbane Broncos winger. Doesn't need an invitation to run the ball back as if his life depended on it. This time it's Latelli. So he comes up against his Sharks teammate. Dare I steal the famous phrase from Origin, mate against mate. There's a few instances of that tonight. Now Cassiano, another offload from Big Sam. He's like an island of his own, Sam Cassiano, out in the Pacific. Cassiano Island. And the penalty goes the way of Samoa.
All three penalties so far tonight going the same way. The Samoans get themselves another set. Tim Simona with the number 7 on his back, and that's exactly what you want to see him do. Just hang around looking for offloads from Sam Cassiano and think about run before pass.
Okay, Carlos.
Well, the mindset certainly wasn't go for goal last time. It won't be again here. They're not thinking in twos tonight. They want the big stuff, the 4-pointers. Isaac Liu, another run. He's played in all 8 games this year for the Roosters. Has become a much valued member of Trent Robinson's side. Here is Cassiano. He's lost the number, but Pritchard rather, Cassiano 5 metres away from the line. He gets up, he has a bit of push and shove with Conrad Hurrell. And then offloaded by Stu for Pritchard. Back for Cassiano. Around the back, and Vito goes over the sideline. I think Sam was a little tired from the previous run.
Yeah, back-to-back efforts from Sam Cassiano. The ball came back down his side of the field. Good tackle from Sikamanu. Realised he needed to go to Cassiano before he threw the pass, and that forced the error.
Just watching Andy down there. Magnifying glass down there. Andy, you're watching these players a little closely.
I am unbelievable physical specimens. The legs on these guys, there's more thigh than a KFC banquet. Look at the size of them.
Sammy, just make sure you're straight when you put it in, mate, okay? Head in there.
I think you're a little sick there, Andy, to be honest. But
get down.
Anyway, in the words of the great broadcaster Darryl Eastlake, they are huge, and he is huge in relation to Chris Close. Choppy Close. No, I mean it. Sam Cassiano could be a small island. He'd have his own currency. And now the ball with Fanua. Just outside the 10-metre zone. Tonga's end of the field. George Tafua with it. Vast array of hairstyles here tonight as well. And now Ma'u, who is particularly strong in the first half last Saturday night against Brisbane for Parramatta, created a lot of chances.
I think he's been the Eels' most effective ball runner this season, Manu Ma'u. He's certainly put together some good moments for them with the footy as Langy takes the ball.
And now across to Manu. Oh, it's come off the hand of Hurrell. Samoa will come up with the ball. A little breakdown there. Vito with the ball, but
just a bit indecisive there from Conrad Hurrell. Wasn't sure whether to stay on the outside or cut back in.
Go, 0.
Only 2 completed sets so far tonight for Tonga through the first 10.5 minutes of just joining the coverage. Fiji winners over PNG, and earlier today the junior Kangaroos beating the junior Kiwis in a close one by 2. Now Samoa 29 metres away from the Tongan line. They've had 9 tackles already inside the Tongan 20. No result just yet. Disallowed try at the other end to Qatar. And the Samoans with Sue. Good tackle, Fayoso. There with Takiaho. 15 from the line. Maguire takes them left. Tuamavave. Tuamavave's offloaded. The skipper goes straight through. Frank the Tank has scored. He's been tackled by half his team. Oh, hang on again.
Check for obstruction, please.
Ben Cummins wants to check the obstruction.
I'm pretty sure one of the lead runners ran through and obstructed a Tongan player on making the tackle when Frank Pritchard cut back on the inside from Tuamavave. We'll have a look at it. Now, video referees Steve Chitty and Luke Patton out the back to Tuamavave, we've got 2 runners go through, Isaac Liu and Sam Cassiano, and then he spots an opening.
Well, if you apply the Tigers from a couple of Sundays ago, straight away he ran behind Cassiano.
Well, he was immediately behind both ball runners, wasn't he? I know Isaac Liu didn't get that wide, but he stayed on the outside shoulder of Cassiano.
They've only had one look, and the one look is going to come back in the negative against Samoa. Disallowed tries at both ends. Look at the reaction of the fans side by side.
When you're one of those runners, one of those decoy runners that go through, you have to get through the line, whereas Sam just stopped in the line.
And Tuamavave didn't pass. He actually ran around the back of Cassiano, who was a fair distance in front, but then he ran towards the hole. So Tonga have the penalty, and we remain at no score through 11 minutes here. And Harold, look at this, take a tap and run. Why not? Conrad back in New South Wales Cup at the Warriors.
Well, they've soaked up a fair bit of pressure, Tonga. They've only had one opportunity at the other end of the field, and they came up with a near try. All the ball and really the field position's been with the Samoan side, who have been denied so far.
Well, Samoa 58% of the ball, a 3-1 penalty count as well, as Politoni gets it away to Lolohea, out in front, and up came Leilua, put his body on the line in front of Qatar. They're bordering on shoulder charges, and as I say, let's turn a blind eye. Politoni on to Fayoso, trying a left and a right step. But Sue took his legs at the finish. Cassiano over the top. Last tackle, Tonga. Lolohea in 2 minds. He's got half a chance, though. Look at the feet of Lolohea. Great kick to the in-goal. Vito's got the ball, and there's the red wall again. The red wall of Tonga. Line drop out for Samoa.
That's the sort of result they needed, and they were looking for after spending much of the game down the other end of the field. Lolohea dancing across the Samoan defence, and then look at the shot there from Sikamanu, the skipper.
I'm sure that man on screen, Brandy, has been given more licence tonight to be a playmaker from fullback for Tonga, given...
Well, they've picked ball runners, haven't they? They've got Langy out there, but they've left Luani off the field, which does make me think that Lolohea will be called on more often than not.
Samoa's taken that on. He's taken it out over the sideline for a penalty in front, 10 metres out. His diligence or his attention to detail probably took him over the goal line to take it. It wasn't the best of strikes, and it's out on the full.
That's a mark there.
And I don't think Tonga are thinking in twos tonight either.
They've gone so close. And a couple of times they've been down this end of the field. That's a right decision there from the Tongans.
Oh, Terapo loses it. Terapo has lost the ball on tackle 1.
Knock on first.
Knock on both ways. Oh dear. Penny Terapo. Not his best moment right there. Maguire got under the armpits. Look at that.
Back here, boys, Josh.
Just the contact on the ball there, knocking it free from Penny Terapo. And just as I was saying, they've made the right decision to run the footy.
That was no Samoan cuddle, Brandy, let me tell you, with Isaac Liu and Josh Maguire getting that shot in.
Tim, 2 hands, okay? So you're getting straight to it. It's pretty simple, eh?
What a let off for
2 hands, okay?
Samoa.
Yeah, just 2 hands.
So they will get the scrum feet 10 metres out.
Okay,
That completion rate for Tonga remains at 50%. That's hurting them.
Okay, mate.
And well, there you go. There's a strike at the scrum from Terapo. He was trying to make it up for them. Simona, his feed was as crooked as they come, yet Terapo still got a little heel on it. Moga with the ball. Scored a try on his test debut for Samoa last year against the Kiwis in Whangarei. Now 15 metres short of halfway. 15 minutes gone. Super Saturday here on Fox Sports. Samoan captain try disallowed Pritchard to play it. Enormous experience he brings to this game. Pritchard, 231 NRL games, 27 tests for New Zealand. This is his 4th test for Samoa. Tuamavave again, a kick. It's a high one. It's a mighty kick. And Fecky good with a take across for Lawler here. And a chance to extend even further to Tufua. Good player, Samoa Fecky. Part of the Four Nations squad for New Zealand last year. Didn't play for them.
Been terrific for the Sharks. Obviously hasn't been in the NRL for that long, but has very quickly become a permanent member of that Sharks backline. And they do have some handy wingers down in the Shire too, but Fecky is always the first picked.
Now another spirited run to Takiaho there. Has put a mark on Suasal Su. He's left him behind. Gingerly back into the defence of Samoa. Last tackle for Tonga. The kick comes from Langi. He's gone high as well. Not an easy one getting across. That's a super take from Moga at the back. And then gets in advance of the goal line. Brilliant play by the North Queensland Cowboy. And now off their own line with Vito. Liven up here. They are going to sing themselves horsey tonight, the fans. Tuamavave, Samoa inside their 20. And again, the Tongans hunt up. Good first contact. Harrell there with Terapo. And this is weathering quite a storm in this set, the Samoans. This is about the least amount of ground they've made in a set tonight. Looking to straighten things up right now. Lasone with the first run. If you haven't watched much of the Warriors, watch his footwork. Sam Lasone. And to another Warrior in Lawler here at the back. So returning the football, Tui Lawler here. All the confidence in the world.
He's done a great job, hasn't he, since Sam Tompkins has been out injured. Lawler here, he's a lot quicker than you think. Very solid through the hips, but terrific speed.
Tonga getting ready to send out Albert Vete. Now another one of the Warriors contingent in this side. 110 kilos of him. Takiaho now up to halfway. It's another forward with a bit of footwork. It's not just ramrod straight stuff from some of these forwards. Vete doesn't muck about in getting his first touch. Armau makes the tackle, his 12th of the night. McGuire's made 13. They lead the count for Samoa. Last tackle, Lungi's kick is out towards the wing. Vito's not going to challenge. It comes down, it bounces on. Now there's pressure almost to it. Was Fecky. And it will be a scrum 10 metres away from the line.
Well, the high one went up and the Samoans were happy to let it bounce. The Tongans couldn't get themselves in a position. Fecky just trying to put the ball into the in goal off his boot. Beats them both over the sideline. Ricky Latelli.
Okay, let's wind it in.
Samoa reached the quarterfinals of the last World Cup. They were beaten by Fiji up in Warrington.
Okay, let's go.
Tonga, their campaign come unstuck the very first game against Scotland.
Tonga, bend down, let him bend.
Followed up with a couple of victories, including
okay, hold there.
Their last match was played in Halifax. I don't know, did you play at the Shea on one of your kangaroo tours, Brandy?
I'm sure I did.
It is one of the most charismatic venues, if you can have such a thing. An old footy ground with some of the most friendly and passionate fans you'll ever meet. They all walked down from the town. And that was quite an occasion, quite a celebration. Biggest crowd they'd seen in Halifax for something like 20 years. And they were watching Tonga versus Italy. And the players lived up to the occasion. Tongans, they won 16-0. So Simona spreads the ball out to Leilua. Why not give him early ball? Takes on Qatar, then he's lost it. Took on Qatar and then lost the ball. Lawler here, defence into attack. Surrounded by Samoan jumpers.
Well, he was able to push away Qatar, Joey Leilua, and just as he was getting that arm free to pass the ball, it was one of the Tongans that knocked it out of his hand, and Lolohea was able to rescue it. Felice Kafusi has been very good off the bench for the Melbourne Storm. And there's Leilua just having the ball knocked out of his hands as he was setting himself for a pass. Dangerous situation there for the Tongans.
It's a pretty stiff defence in this set too. Earlier, Dynamis Louis was a big shot, and now Felice Kafusi. 7 games for the Storm so far this year. 25 away from the line. They're working out towards Conrad Hurrell. Lungi takes it himself. That's quite an edge with Sikamanu alongside Conrad Hurrell. Last tackle, Tonga inside the 10. Manu decides to take a charge at them, and Tuamavave just stood in the line of fire.
Thanks,
said, not on my watch, you're not getting through here.
Well, he hurled himself at the line, Sikamanu, and a terrific tackle from Carlos Tuamavave. Good low tackle, stopped Manu in his tracks. Here it is in the replay box, around from the open down the short side. Terrific stuff from the Samoan 5'8", with a much bigger man.
Well, it could be a bit of a rebirth of the career of Carlos Tuamavave tonight. Hasn't played in the NRL for the
Newcastle
Knights this year, no. But you know, you go back to 2010, he was man of the match in the NYC Grand Final. Never quite made it, never quite got going at the Warriors, so he's gone to greener pastures, but he's certainly busy tonight.
The other player, I guess, that's looking for a little bit of a rebirth himself would be Samisoni Langi. A couple of years ago, when he was the 5'8" for the Tongans, they had a big win against Samoa. There was big things expected of him at the Roosters, and he really just hasn't kicked on. He's looked dangerous with the ball tonight. Yeah, well, some of the raps, Brandy, where he was Freddie-like. They weren't saying he was going to be the next Brad Fittler, but enormous, he had Freddie moves in him. Yeah, enormous things expected from Langi. Oh, Pritchard ball! What a pass! Tuamavave right there. Pritchard is having a stormer. Now Maguire takes off. And quickly through Louis, out it comes from Simona. Yes, indeed, out to Leilua again. They're not mucking about. They're looking for one of their danger men. Better tackle from Qatar that time. Now Moga to centre field. Armau with the ball. 8 metres away from the Tongan line. The Tongans feel a little bit of heat here. 13 tackles now inside the Tongan 20 tonight. The kick from Tuamavave. The top. Faki's lost it. Faki is forced it, I think. Lola here comes up with it. No offside in goal. But for Sasaya Feki, that was heart in mouth stuff. Well, he should have swallowed it and almost did. We were just saying how safe he is, how much respect he commands down in the Rashire, and drops an easy one because the kick from Tuamavave, after just giving him a rap, wasn't very good. It needed to be a lot higher, and no pressure on Feki, but he's put the ball down. And that big shift from the Samoans. There's not much happening on the inside. They shifted the ball, a lot of passing, but no one really doing much to break open that Tongan defence. Samoan completion rate is 8 of 12 so far tonight through the first 23 minutes. And about 53% of the ball, the men in blue. And on it comes for Dynamis Louis. 3 tests last year for Samoa. Maguire, they work back to centre field. Lasoni, I love his footwork. He's going to be around in the NRL soon for a long time. Sam Lasoni, this time for Simona, using Armau. He goes close. Mo hangs on in defence. Maguire may have a little shot himself. He will. Josh Maguire has scored for Samoa. There's your Steve Alders clone. Josh Maguire bulldozes his way over. Samoa have the first points, and the crowd has gone nuts. Well, it was a costly mistake from Sasai Feki, and then the Tongans just didn't pay Josh Maguire enough respect. The big dummy just didn't go in hard enough. Lolo here, who drifted out to the right and then couldn't get himself underneath Josh Maguire. I don't know if it's Steve Balders like, but it's pretty good. Yeah, well, look, he scored a try last Saturday night, Broncos against Parramatta. That satellite Suncorp, he sprinted away off an error from young Falau. That time from a lot closer range, but he celebrates it even more. Scoring there for Samoa. He was awesome in the Four Nations. Awesome performer. Against the best of opposition. He was playing 80 minutes. And his stats so far tonight, 15 tackles, 3 hit-ups, and has the first try. Yeah, and I'm sure he'll spend some time in the front row and carting the ball forward. At the moment, he's doing the job at dummy half.
Hey, Wiz, that's good. Just keep throwing those names out for me.
Simona last year was playing fullback in the Four Nations. Debut against England up at Suncorp. He's been good for the Tigers again this year.
It really has come alive over the last few weeks, Tim Simona.
New contract too, Brandon, on board. I don't think it's signed yet. Agreed to terms for another couple of years. So with the conversion attempt from 20 metres in from touch and 15 metres out for a 6-0 lead for Samoa. And he's able to add the extras. He took his time with it. Meticulous in his preparation. The result is there for all to see. So it's a Bronco who scores the first try and a Tiger who converts. You can't say they've just started the second dance. They've been singing and dancing for the last hour. And look at the night they're having it. Tonga on the restart at 6-0, 26 minutes gone. They get ready for another charge into the red defence. Here they come. A lot of the driving done there by Vete. Still looking for the quick play the ball, Louis.
See we're out now. Manu, make it. Hold in now. Hold.
20-metre line. Coach of the Samoan side, Matt Parrish, has got a strong bench to work with.
Now. Back here, another set.
Joel Awani's on the field for the Tongans now. Polatoni started the game at hooker is off. Good, well taken. Frank Pritchard after the offload.
I don't think you can believe he's through the game now. He's tried a little chip and regather. That's Alfie Langer-like. That is Alfie Langer times 100 in size. You can fit Alfie Langer in one of Frank Pritchard's legs.
After almost doing a back somersault to take that football and then get up and keep running, Frank, he probably pushed it just that little too far with the grubber kick. He's given Tonga the ball, who are back inside Samoan territory.
So watch this, the kick. Now, first of all, when he gets it, he realises, hello, I can run.
Holding for two.
And then Frank Pritchard, look at that. That is Alfie Langer. And here go the Tongans. There's Felice Kafusi almost through. 15 away. Oh, awful. Play the ball. How can that be play on? He bounced it. He's just bounced the ball to play it. Now they've offloaded it. Tafua will score in the corner. Well, you can't go back and check to play the ball, because once he's played it, that's the next play.
I tell you what, the dummy half did a great job to pick it up, because it was a dusty one. The play, the ball bounced through the ruck, and then Solomona Kata, who has been strong right from the start of the game, pulled off some. He's got good evasive skills, hasn't he? Beat Joey Leilua, and then the one-handed pass out to George Tafua. The Tongans have looked likely when they've been down this end of the field. And Kata just brushes away Leilua. Tafua's got an easy job, gets it down before Moga can make a play at him, but pushes away from Simona, gets through Leilua. That's a great ball.
Super ball
from Kata.
I said it earlier. 8 NRL games.
What a debut season he is having. What a rookie year.
Keep in mind, this side has only had 2 or 3 training sessions to get ready for the game. This side, Tonga have not played a test match as a group since 2013. The side is drastically different to that occasion. So you've got to cut them a bit of slack in attack to get things going. And that's a brilliant try.
And they started the game with basically one half. They left Joel Awani off the field. They had the man that's lining this shot up, Samisoni Langi, is the only recognised or regular half. He's playing in the back row at the moment for the Roosters New South Wales Cup team.
There's the shot. He's in NRL debut in 2013. He's only had the 3 games in the top grade. He's right foot, no hook on that. So 6'4" scholar just wanted to show or check that play the ball from Kafusi, because I thought there was a bit of Kobe Bryant in it as he got to his feet. Ben Cummins clearly said play on. Well, that's an abomination, that. But he put it on his foot and then he bounced it. How do you miss that? He said play on. That's all right.
One ref.
No, but he saw it. He didn't see it and he reacted to it. But what I mean by you can't go back to check the actual play of the ball, because the play doesn't the next play doesn't start until it has cleared the ruck. So a video referee cannot examine the actual play of the ball. It's from the moment that it clears the ruck, which is the gap between the man playing the ball and the marker.
Yep, and Luani picked it up cleanly. So
it's a technical one, but that's how it works. So you can't go back and check that. Hurrell's with the ball for Tonga. He's loving this. Did he run again with a smile? He's a great character, Conrad Hurrell. And that's worth pointing out too. Qatar and Conrad Hurrell are both Tongan born. You know, a lot of these players, in fact most of them, aren't actually born in the nation they're representing tonight. It's via their heritage, their parents, their grandparents. And good luck to them for that, as now the ball is dropped by Takiaho. But extra special for Qatar and Hurrell for the Tongans. I know who would be an anxious viewer tonight. Fatafihi Hurrell, Mrs. Hurrell, who we know. She'll be waiting for a kiss to be blown tonight before she goes to bed. If that's the case, it'll mean Conrad gets a 4-pointer. I don't think they're going to bed early tonight in Tonga. Watching this, comes across to Armau. Got a pretty healthy local league over there going in Tonga. First and second division. Now Maguire with the ball for Samoa, 25 metres away from the line. He's sat on in the tackle by Kafusi.
Well, he finds himself in the front row now with Michael Seo on the field, just delivering the pass there to Tumabavi.
Short, as Pritchard offloads coming alive. Tumabavi. Almost in one side and out the other. Moga, dummy half, last tackle, got a kick. Hurrell's onto it. Conrad, the Hurricane, gets going and makes it back over the 10. And gets a penalty for his side.
Tautau Moga finds himself in a dummy half with Tumabavi playing the ball, and he decides to put the kick in himself. It wasn't a good one, straight to Conrad Hurrell. They give away a penalty off the back of it. And the Tongans will be able to kick their way out of trouble.
Still only 46% of the ball. The replay box on show of Dynamis Louis in the tackle and gets the hand underneath there, although some would argue, Hurrell, you've got to have a little greater attention to detail. And the Tongans with the ball, and another ferocious charge. Albert Vete, have a look at him. 110 kilos. Maguire could be off to the pin here.
Whoa,
knocked it out of his hands. Oh, Josh Maguire stays on. But have you seen a bulldozer without brakes going downhill?
He is a monster, isn't he, Vete? He's a big man. He's a big boy. And Josh Maguire can consider himself lucky that he's not in the bin. That was a real opportunity there for the Tongans. Terrific run from Vete. Looking for the quick play the ball.
Okay, mate.
He's impressive footy plays. Very impressive young man too, Albert Vete, off the field. And now the ball with Luani. The Tongan fans, they have reason to sing and chant now. Charge will come from Murdoch Basila. And these days at the Panthers, 5 metres away from the line. Luani goes back deep here. Takiaho in front of the posts. Caught in the tackle is Seo. 5 from the line. Lungy got a hard ball, then on it comes with Qatar drifting onto the right side there.
Yeah, good to see. Hurrell and Qatar on the same side of the field. Defence good from the Samoans.
Manu's going to let Hurrell on the charge. And Conrad has tackled 5 away. Latelli over the top. Last play. It's been a power set, if you like, from Tonga. Lola, they rushed up, and Lola's kick was rushed as well. Simona had charged out of the line there. 5.5 to go, first half.
Yeah, cut back on the inside there. Lola here looked like he had some space on the outside. As you said, the Samoan defence had rushed up. There must have been some space out wide. He decided to put the kick in himself. Oh, Vito juggles the ball and regathers it before the defence gets to him.
This close score, Brandy, keeping up the trend. We showed you pre-match the last 3 clashes. 08 when they clashed at the World Cup. Samoa led by 2 at half-time in 10. 2010 at Parramatta Stadium, it was 6-all at half-time, and even that thrashing in 2013 at Penrith, it was only 10-4 at half-time to the Tongans. So nice and tight in the first 40. Tumabavi places it over the top. Lawler here's under a bit of pressure here. No, does a spin, then he finds himself upright. And that was asking for a bit of trouble. Peru was trying to drive him back in goal. Oh no, it's been dropped by Feki. Samoa then have lost it. Double knock on. Samoa Feki is a man under the pump. A man under pressure.
Well, he's the man that we said was safe as a bank too. Samoa Feki coming up with his second error at that end of the field. Puts enormous pressure on his teammates. Dynamis Louis out quick from marker. Just didn't watch the ball come into his hands, and last time Feki made an error like that, the Samoans came up with their 6 points.
Well, the only positive for Samoa Feki there is that Samoa didn't score right there and then from the drop ball, just a few metres out from the line. There were plenty of blue jumpers there, but it's a fumble of their own. They are standing deep to the right. Last man is back on the 30-metre line. That is Pat Matautia, who's itching to get a ball on the end of a sweeping backline movement. It might be right now. It comes to Peru. Peru trying to step away there. Luani's got him with Sikamanu. They need to lift here in defence. Tonga. Peru holding the defender down that time. Maguire with the ball's got one try already tonight. 6-4 to Samoa. 3.5 minutes remain first half with Michael Seo. They set to the left. To Mbappe. Quick hands, nicely done. Vito's got the ball. Takes on Lange. Carries it with him. He's not. No, has he got it down between the legs there? He's getting up like he loves it. They will have to check it.
Tackle 3.
Let's hear what they've got to say.
Can you check for a possible obstruction in that movement, please? I'm happy with the grounding.
Well, he's happy with the grounding, but possible obstruction inside. Vito is celebrating big time.
He got the nod from the touch judge, Brett Sutter, who's running the line on that side of the field. Then Cummins looked at him and he nodded his head. He said, try. Here's the decoys, the possible obstruction. Runners get through the line. Did catch it, I'd say, on the outside of the shoulder, and just the power of Vito. Lange tried to hold him up. He was 5 metres short of the try line, Vito, when Lange made contact. But he just pushed him back into the in-goal area. Just watch where Moga gets the ball. Are you happy that he's got it? I mean, he's probably on the inside of his second decoy runner, Dynamis Louis, but they get through the line. Well, that's 7 metres he's just dragged Lange. Manu gets there, as does Lola here.
I don't think he gets it down at first attempt, does he? But it ends up between the legs of Lange. Have a look. He's got it there. You can see the top of the ball, and then later on you do see the ball touching grass. Lola here is the 1. Manu's there in 11. And Lange has been hanging on like it's a ride at the Easter show, and there's the ball down right underneath all of that. He's so strong, Daniel Vito, in his 10th test for Samoa tonight. He was the lone try scorer for Samoa back in that game in 2013. This could be his team's second try tonight. I can't see how they can take it off him.
No, I think we saw from the angle from the goalposts that he definitely had the ball still in his hands, and it was on the ground. Obstruction, no problem.
Good try it is to Samoa, their second of the night. Their fans are up again. And while one winger celebrates, how tough is it for Samoa Feki? He's been punished.
Well, he has. Both times. Mistake the drop ball then, after the kick from the Samoans. Daniel Vito, 115 kilos, pretty hard to stop in that situation, and he's paid the ultimate price both times to Samoa Feki.
And the conversion attempt will come from well back. Simona's taken it a good 27 metres back, and when you're taking the angle, you're looking at close enough to a 40-metre kick. He opens up the angle, sure, but he then has to have a pretty good strike in terms of distance. We saw from his first kick, it takes an awful long time to have the shot.
He is a study of concentration. Tim Simona, very slow to get back to his mark. It's almost a 5-second gap between steps, and then he quickens it up towards the back end of
posts. He's got the fans singing behind him, trying to shut that out. He can see himself on the big screen. Have a look at this. It's not slow motion, it's real time. Simona doesn't get any fade there. It was trying, but it stayed outside the upright. I'm going to say that is the longest routine we currently have in the NRL. They still do give fines in the NRL. You know, if you go overtime, you don't get pulled up in the run of play. You get fined later. Famous case of being fined was Joe Tamane from Melbourne one night in a big victory. I think he had 7 shots at goal and he was fined for all 7 at the end of the night. It was like a $5,000 fine. He'd gone overtime, all 7 shots. Joe Tamane, who's gone on to play rugby for the Wallabies. But he was the shot clock breaker, the record shot clock breaker. So Simona with the ball, or rather Payru with the ball for Samoa. And now Maguire with another run. 20 tackles first half to Josh Maguire. That is only a couple behind the man who leads the count from both sides, Takiaho. Big run here from CO, former Warriors under-20s captain. And playing for Mackay in the Intrust Super Cup. Tuivasa bombs from outside the 40. Feki is underneath it. You'll keep kicking for him all night now. And a good take. Well done, Sasai Feki. Not easy. Yeah, he's not happy about the whole first half, but a good bomb take at the finish. 10-4 scoreline. Most enjoyable first half. Super Saturday on Fox Sports. Fiji beat Papua New Guinea. Junior Kangaroos up against the Junior Kiwis. But in the main game, it is Samoa by 6. Stay with us. Halftime wrap-up coming up. International footy tonight on Fox Sports. Well, if you like rugby league with a bit of passion and emotion, you've got it. You've got it big time tonight. Samoa and Tonga have ripped in tonight. And at halftime, we have a 10-4 scoreline. The crowd has enjoyed it. I'm sure you're loving it at home. International Rugby League on Fox Sports tonight at Seabar Super Stadium. Brandon, we said before the match, we thought it would be close. It is close, but I think 6 points margin is a fair reflection. Yeah, it probably is, Vossi. And I think Samoa, on the back of the field position and the amount of tackles they've spent inside the Tongan 20, off the back of mistakes. I think Tonga are a massive chance in this game because they look dangerous. They thought that they'd leave Joel Luani off the field to start the game. They just went with power. They just thought, we're going to run over the top of the Samoans. Did a reasonable job in periods during that first 40 minutes, Vossi, but I like Lola here and I like Langi. I like what they've been able to do. Samoa lead, but look for a Tongan comeback in the second half. But they'll need to be first over the try line. Now, by the way, the boys in tapes have gone back and watched Simona's last kick. How many seconds do you reckon he took to take his shot at goal?
Was it a minute and a half?
He almost cracked the 100. Right. He got 98 seconds, Tim Simona, which I think incurs a fine. But anyway, don't worry about it. 98 seconds.
We're forgetting half shot charges and a lot of other things.
That's it. We don't care tonight. We don't care. It's 10-4 with Samoa leading Tonga 55% of the ball in the first half and a 13 from 18 completion rate. We've had 5 line breaks in the first half, 8 penalties, 4 apiece. They're the match stats. Let's look at some of the highlights from the first half. Well, we started off actually with a disallowed try to each team. Well, this is the first time Tonga got down this end of the field. It was an inside ball from Langi. Solomon Akata, who started this set at the other end of the field, has had a huge first half. It was ruled a double movement, and then this try from Frank Pritchard was ruled an obstruction. When he went back and had a look at it, even though no one really seemed to be troubled by Sam Cassiano, who stops in the line. He needed to get through the line. Tuivasa sneaks through on the outside of his shoulder. So that was a good decision by the video referees. And then Josh Maguire, well, he came up with the first try of the game. Started the game at hooker. He's played a bit of front row. He's had a huge 40 minutes so far. Got through plenty of work. Scores the first try. Steve Walters-like. Yes, and then the Tongan reply came from a dodgy play the ball, but Qatar's work was superb to find the Manly winger George Tafua over in the corner. and that got it back to 6-4. They were unable to convert the try from wide out, so a 6-4 scoreline there with 12 minutes remaining in the first half. And then after a Samoa Feki blunder, running the ball out almost straight away, the Samoans go over in the corner.
Yeah, he's had an unhappy first 40 minutes. Samoa Feki drops the bomb. That led to the Josh Maguire try, and then dropped the ball coming out of his own end. And a few tackles later, Daniel Vito scores in his corner. So, yeah, he wasn't happy at half-time, Samoa Feki.
And he is the man who led the war cry before the game for Samoa. So Vito on the scorer sheet with Josh Maguire. Simona, the 98-second shot at goal man, has kicked 1 from 2. And Tafua the try for Tonga. Well, at half-time, we have a very special guest on the sideline. Let's go down to Andy Raymond.
Yeah, with the NRL head of football, Todd Greenberg. Halfway through, game 3 of 3. Is this a success for the NRL?
Oh, it's a great success. We're really proud of this event. We've been building it for a few years, and the colour, the cultural significance, it's pretty important for the game.
They make some noise, don't they?
They're passionate about their teams. You know, last year there's a lot riding on this game because they went into the Four Nations. Yeah. And clearly both teams have really worked hard on their game. It's a high-quality game, this last one. So, as I say, really important for us in the game.
Unbelievable weekend, a difficult weekend. How are you coping? How's the game coping? Is it going to be worth the wait tomorrow?
Oh, look, I certainly think so. I mean, we were put in a difficult spot yesterday, but we had to make a clear decision, which we did. It is about player safety, and tomorrow I think we'll get a clear day in Brisbane. We should get a great crowd. Sunday afternoon test match, so I think the worth will be waited.
It actually really works, doesn't it? Daytime footy, daytime test match. The brand will be promoted in a more positive manner, perhaps.
Yeah, you'd have to think it'll be a good game tomorrow. Both teams have got a lot to play for. I know the Aussies are really keen. I've been in their camp this week, and equally the Kiwis have been playing great football. So afternoon, daytime football, Suncorp. I know Brisbane fans don't get a lot of Sunday afternoon footy, so I expect them to turn out big time tomorrow.
Cheers, pal. Looking forward to it.
Thanks, me too.
That is... What just went past? Petro Sivanasiva with a dude with a blonde wig. What was that? Petro.
Yeah, I had to see it. Yeah, Petro just walking past with the...
what's going...
Yeah,
there we go, there we go. That's the bearded woman, or that's some ugly dude.
He was very good at half-time in the Fiji PNG game, the big dude with the...
Beautiful stuff. That's a dude. That's a dude. Conrad Hurrell's game. Now, I've enjoyed Conrad Hurrell's involvement tonight, right from the war cries, where he had the big smile on his face, and I think he was responsible for bringing the Tongans. Have a look at him. He's loved tonight.
Yeah, he loves it, doesn't he? He's a terrific character in the game. You know, he's run hard, as we would expect from him, big Conrad. And as we said in the pre-game, he's got a bit of a point to prove, Conrad, who played round 8, Anzac Day. He played New South Wales Cup for the Warriors. So, you know, we can expect him to do more of this in the second half and trying to damage the Samoan defenders.
Well, a fearsome battle too. A reminder too about on main event tomorrow. If you want to subscribe to the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, best advised to do that tonight. The fight of the century. You got an opinion?
I think Mayweather. I think Pacquiao's past his best.
There you go, the pugilist expert, Brandy. Very confident tip. He's going for Mayweather unbeaten to earn $250 million tomorrow. The fight will come from Vegas. You can see it on main event as we see live pictures from the Tongan dressing room. And they have a 6-point margin to erase in this second half. Getting ready for the action.
Well, they cut the mistakes out. The two mistakes from Samoa Feki led straight to Samoan tries. So I still think they can get Samoa, who deserve their 6-point lead at half-time. But I'm sure we'll see plenty of fireworks when they get out in the field. All
right, final half of Super Saturday comes up after this break with Samoa leading Tonga by 10 points to 4. Don't go anywhere. Rugby League from Seabus Super Stadium on the Gold Coast. A flashback on this Saturday night to the 2008 World Cup. Samoa beating Tonga 20-12, and Nigel Vungana, the captain. What a try in the first half. Full-blooded sprint. One of the greatest try scorers we've seen in the National Rugby League until recently. Passed by Manu Vaduve as the leading Kiwi try scorer, and there he was scoring for Samoa. A big try in that game that they went on to win in front of a crowd of 12,000 at Penrith. It may be that tight again here. 14-12 it was at half-time on that day. And the Samoans going on to win by 20-12. Johnny Halua looks confident. That's quite a strut. Bit of swag as he comes back on for the second half.
A 6-point lead to the Samoans. So Tonga have their work to do. Josh Maguire, an enormous opening 40 minutes. 20 tackles, 6 hit-ups, and played a fair bit of that at dummy half. See whether he starts in the front row or back in that hooking position for the second half. Well, Michael Sio's on the field, so Josh Maguire will revert to the front row. Taukei'aho was very strong in the first half. He got through a power of work as well. 23 tackles, 6 runs, and 6 runs, a couple of very damaging runs for the Samoan defence.
I'm told the man we saw was from the Laughing Samoans comedy group. He's done his job. Second half underway at Seabus Super Stadium. Samoa get us going. And look at the first run. The first run of the second half from Faioso sets us up for the rest of the night. This is no Saturday night picnic. That was as fearsome as it's been all night. The very first run of the second half.
Sam Lasoni, the man that reeled out of the tackle, or was it Dynamis Louis? Gee, ran the ball hard, all near thing there for Sika
Yeah,
Manu.
that's gone forward from Manu to Hurrell. They're trying to get right to Conrad, get him there early, but just not quite happening. Here's the first run of the second half. Have a look at this. That bloke running the football had a broken neck there in the final series the year before last. Career could have been over. No question that one travelled forward.
Well, there's the man that made the tackle, Louis, who Dynamis Louis reeled out of the tackle shot on.
Okay, Michael. Here we go.
Richie Faioso, but was back into it straight away and putting pressure on Sika Manu. A good opportunity here for the Samoans.
Okay, hold the weight. Okay, Samoa, you go. Carlos, put in.
So scrum 40 metres away from the line. Fed by Tuamavave and away to Maguire. He pops up everywhere tonight, Josh Maguire. Scored the first try of the match. 40 away from this Tongan line. Their first set ball of the second half. Tuamavave, he's got it cleanly. Must have been a close call. It was a bit of a bludger of a ball to get at first receiver. Now with Louis. He's given good service to Manly the last season and a half. Former Bronco.
Wait here, wait.
Sio, steady start from the Samoans. Simona, out it comes. Leilua, you talk about trying to get Hurrell a bit of open space. Leilua's now lost the ball, and Tonga have got it. Bit of a let-off there.
A good battle between those two. As we said, Carter's had a brilliant first half, and certainly went off at half-time ahead in their one-on-one battle that they had in the opening 40 minutes.
Now clear him. Marcus, lock in.
Well, if this match gets to 10 all at some stage of this second half, this crowd will go absolutely crazy. They will go chant for chant. And as a neutral observer, I think I'm sort of hoping it gets to that point, that Tonga could score the next try. Although that's not going to help. Well, no, they're going to say strip. He looked pretty heavy, the defence. A little bit perplexed getting up, I think, Sio. Not quite sure which arm it was in there that reefed the ball loose. 3 in the tackle. Yeah, penalty the way of Tonga.
I thought it might have been a tough call. Let's have a look at it. Sika Manu, there's arms around the ball, whether they pull it out and just as he falls. One of those ones that could have gone either way. They could have ruled Sika Manu on a loose carry.
He certainly didn't have complete control of it. Hurrell took the first one. Lungi takes them to centre field now with Vete, who's been good off the bench. For the Tongans, they are in the zone here, 15 metres away from the line. Luani across field. Lawler here, bit of a juggle. That made it a bit harder. And look at Leilua. He's dirty after that previous mistake. And makes a big tackle. There'll be a penalty, though. Tongans get them back to back. Qatar's got a smile on his face.
Well, quick tap's a bit harder with one referee.
Good point.
Joe, what are you doing?
International rules with just the one referee. And now the tap from Luani and on for Faioso.
Josh out now!
9 metres away from the line. Tonga, 4 minutes into the second half. Trailing by 6. Lovely step. Taukei'aho! Lost it! Taukei'aho! Goes so close. Samoa back with the ball. They're trying to get to the 20 to take the tap. The nav man was on drugs. It just went all over the joint. Zigging and zagging and zigging again.
Well, he'd done the hard work, Siwa Takiaho, and got himself into the in-goal area and basically threw the ball away in his effort to get it down. And Samoa looking for the quick tap. Spins, reaches out.
Oh. Sio was the man there. And what about trying to find the 20? He was going all over the joint trying to find the centre of the 20-metre line. And now Amo with the ball for Samoa, 4 metres short of halfway. So they weather that early storm. Second half marginal pass there down the right side to Leilua off Simona. 40 away from the line. Here's Maguire. Quickly they find themselves deep in Tongan territory. Last play it is. Chance to bomb. They'll decide to run. And they will run. For Latelli, his kick is intercepted there by Lolohea, who's having a good night for Tonga, the young warrior. Howell back to take an early run. That's a very Warriors-like play. Normally you see 3 backs take the first 3 runs. Now Feki with it. I'm hoping that he has a big second half, Sasai Feki. Better than the couple of errors we saw in the first half. Now Tafua. Football this year, he did his knee at training mid-February. Oh, they come looking for the front row of Terapo. It was Sue, the 2 number 10s.
Gee, he flew out of the line then, Suaso Sue.
Now deep kick. Oh, hang on a second. This is from inside the 40. This will be a Tongan tap. Well, what about that? It was all a bit lazy, if you like, at the back from Samoa.
Well, Tautau Mogan, I don't think he realised and doesn't play fullback that often, but certainly there had to be a bit more urgency from him. He had a chance to make sure he got to that ball then. And there's the kick from Lange, well inside the 40. Moga. Oh. Well, it might have got away from him a little bit quick. I might have been too hard on him. He was just moving a little bit slow, but probably wouldn't have got there anyway.
But international rule, the scrum rather than the tap that we have in the NRL, which is the Clayton's quick tap. So they have the scrum feed, as we used to have the rule. That is the international rule, as Lolohea goes across field. Links up there with Qatar. Forced across field. Sullivan to Qatar has not got there. The hand was suspended above the try line as the Tongans and the Samoan fans held their collective breath. Murdoch-Masila with the ball. 4 from the line. We expected an all-star centre confrontation tonight. Qatar leads that at the moment. He's been wonderful.
Leads it by a long way too.
5 from the line. Slow play the ball. Luani. The Tongan fans go up here on the Gold Coast. They can smell a try. Takiaho goes to the right side. Lungy with the ball. Maguire's over the top. Tackle 26 for the night. Payru the man down low. Last play for Tonga. Lolohea bomb. He's got the right range. It comes back. It'll be a try. Tafua.
Check it anyway.
They will check the challenge.
Cheers. The last tackle. Yep, I have a try. Just check that the ball goes back there like I think it does, boys.
Tafua may have his second try of the night. It looked a fairly fair challenge to the naked eye in flight.
Well, it did. First, when Lolohea kicked the ball, I didn't think he got enough height on it, and the Tongan chase wasn't going to get there, as we make sure that all the chases are on side, which is correct. The ball's up in the air. Matautia, terrific effort from Whenua just to push the ball back. Tafua's waiting there. Just has to get it onto the ground now. We've just got to make sure this goes backwards. Comes off the hands of Matautia, then onto Whenua. I'm happy to say that he's pushed that back.
I'm with you, Brandy. I think the eyes have it, but our opinion probably doesn't matter at all. It's the video referee, Steve Chidian, Luke Patton, they're having a very close look at it. I thought first replay was enough to say try. Now we're looking at the put down of Tafua. There's no problems there. He knows it.
No, that'll be good, Andrew.
The Tongan fans get ready for their chant, their cheers. You'll hear them backing Tonga. 10-8 is the score. We're only 8 minutes into the second half.
And that's all off the back of the 40-20 from Samasoni Langi. Great kick. Found Tonga short. Samoans did a good job to recover during that set because Solomona Qatar went within inches of scoring, had the arm suspended over the try line. They dragged him back. And it looked like Samoa were going to survive until really the effort from Mahe Whanua to get to that kick, because the kick from Langi didn't go that hot. It was Lola here that put the kick in. It didn't go as high as I thought it needed to, but Mahe Whanua, a real effort there to get his hand to the ball and play it down for George Tafua.
I think Samasoni Langi's thinking, well, look, if Tim Simona's going to take 98 seconds, I'll see if I can get the 100. And he's placed that on the kicking tee like he was placing a raw egg. He did not want it to fall over to the side. So it's a well-placed ball.
I think it's leaning to the right a
well,
bit.
There you go. Well, you're the former goal kicker, Brendan. This is from 21 out. And a 14 in from touch to get us all square. At 10 all. Here we go. The kick. Oh, no. It's off to the side of the uprights. That's the way Brandy said it was leading the egg.
It was leading to the right.
Oh, what an eye.
He didn't spend enough time
You should be a goal-kicking coach. Forget Halligan and the rest. It should be Brandy. Andy Raymond's sideline.
Vossi, I just got a text message from a mate, William, in the UK. It's a girl. The royal baby has been born, a little princess. Congratulations.
Andy, that's a lovely news. A lovely interjection there. Andy Raymond's got it all covered on
He's
his
had a right day in the sun, Andy.
There we go. I think as Falosa comes back, Prince Charles said during the week he was hoping for a girl. Do you think he had a little bit of inside mail and had a bet? That'd be a scandal. The Royals have a bet on the sex of the child with a little bit of know-how from the ultrasound. How good would that be? Charlie, there's a few extra dollars. Oh, that's the story we're running with here on Fox Sports tonight. A royal punting scandal. The future king of Australia and the Commonwealth and the Empire and all the rest. There's one on the punt. Good luck to him, Lily Marsh style. As Tonga are in possession. And now, here they come. And so is straight through the line and offload into Langi, and it takes a good tackle from Tumababe. They are stringing it together. Last tackle numbers, Manu's over. And just like that, Tonga's in front here. The skipper has scored. Sikamanu, a set following the try. They have gone the length. What about that 11 minutes into the second half?
It's 10-4. They trailed at half-time, and what an opening 10 minutes it's been from the Tongans. Whack, whack. Taukei'aho offloads the ball. Terrific stuff from the Roosters back rower, and then the quick play the ball. Solomona Qatar, who it's a knockout win so far to Qatar, and it doesn't matter who he's coming up against. He's produced the goods tonight for Tonga. Nice ball, the hit and spin. He was able to break free of the tackle from Latelli. Sikamanu, the Tongan captain, who was, well, just so pumped to get across the line for his team.
Yeah, Sikamanu scores the try. Scored a double for Tonga against Scotland back in 2013. Doesn't get too many tries these days. 14 tests for New Zealand in his career, and now representing Tonga.
Gee, that was quite a ball from Siwa Taukei'aho with the offload to Penny Terapo.
Well, Terapo's support was great too, and he was at full speed and change a kicker. Solomon Kata to have the shot. Sean Johnson, obviously the first choice kicker at the Warriors. Townsend would be the second. I don't know where in the pecking order Qatar is, but he takes the duties tonight for the nation of his birth. And now the Tongans, they celebrate even more.
That might have moved him up the pecking order a little bit. He's had some sort of game. Solomon Kata getting the extra 2. What a set off the back of the try from George Tavua. They grabbed one in the following set.
Well, the overall possession, Brandy, has swung around in this second half too. Now it's Tonga with 52% of the ball, and their completion rate now at 17 of 24. And tackled in opponents' 20 right at the moment. We're 18 tackles each. But look at the running here as Penny Terapo fires up for Tonga.
Well, Vossi, if you had a look at the sets at half-time, I think the Tongans have completed 6 sets with the ball in the second half, while Samoa have only been able to get through 1 set. And there's the split-off possession. There it is, 1 from 2, 6 from 8 for the Tongans, and they have taken full advantage of that bulk of possession they've had in the opening minutes of this second half.
Well, here's another set. Now we get up to tackle number 5, and look where they are. They're 37 metres away from the Samoan line. This is quite ferocious, the running they're doing at the moment. They've all lifted across the board. The high ball from Lungi, it's out to the left wing. Vito, who takes ownership of it. And Big Daniel comes back with the ball for Samoa. He's done some good things tonight, including scoring a tie, Daniel Vito. If you need a big charge, he will provide it. They're just doing it a bit tough here, Samoa, on the back of conceding those 2 tries. Jumavabe to centre field, no support there for Matautia. Pat Matautia on debut tonight. For the Samoans, they get a penalty. That can be the ebb and flow of the game. Momentum shift.
Wait there.
Tongans pulled up there.
Now both those Tongans a bit slow to get up. Taukei'aho injured himself a couple of tackles earlier. He's got through an enormous amount of work. 25 tackles, 9 hit-ups. Oh, that's a poor penalty. That was just a cold drop. I thought that live, but pretty obvious on the replay. No Tongan hands in that one.
But what an opportunity. Look at this, 20 metres away from the line. Leilua in Peru. I'm in the Sasai Feki fan club. If Samoa's to score, I hope it's Feki who gets over in the right corner. The Samoans 15 away from the line. And on comes Lasone, and he's given the treatment by the Tongans defence. It was Luani, it was Murdoch Masila. Samoa left side, Tunababe, little double pump, and there's Cassiano. He's so big, they can't make a number for the back of the jumper. And now comes out for Vito. He's 5 away from the line. He's offloaded. Then beautiful ball from Moga. And they're over. It's the captain. They can't take this off him. Captain, my captain. Frank Pritchard scores for Samoa. It's back all square, Brandy.
Yeah, they strike back the Samoans. And the offloading ability of Cassiano and the strength of Vito was what created that try. Vito, he was heading across the sideline. Frank Pritchard, the skipper for the Tongan, scores down one end. Watch Cassiano, the South Pacific atoll he is. Look, and just forces it out there. Moga passes it to Vito. Vito goes forward. He's going across the sideline. There's 5 Tongans there to make the tackle. No one back on the inside. And Pritchard crashes between Ben Murdoch-Masila and another Tongan defender. He's going to pass no matter what. Big Sam. Just somehow gets that ball over the top.
Yeah, good try. Now I'm hoping for Feki to get the try for Tonga and put them back in the contest. Not that they're out of it. But Frankie Pritchard, colossal contribution to the game tonight. And and denied a try in the first half. He's got one now. Made his debut for Penrith, it seems an awful long time ago. He always had the big smile, Frankie. Win or lose, he'd have this big smile when he came off the field. And now he's a captain of Samoa. He's been a co-captain at the Bulldogs.
No doubt at times through his career, Frank was one of the most devastating back rowers in the game. He does a job for Des Hasler, still continuing to do that.
What's the clock say right at the moment on Simone? Is it Sunday yet? Yeah. It's a big one though, isn't it? He can take as long as he likes. This is with 23 to go for 16-14. He goes halfway back, steadies and watches, then adds another couple. So here he goes. 10 in from touch. What a second half this has been, from 10-4 to Samoa. When you're ready, Tim. And he lets fly with a kick out to the side of the post again. There's no hook, there's no fade from either kicker. 14 all.
He might have to try something different next time to speed it up a bit. You never know.
Well, you have become the grasshopper of goal kickers tonight, so you go down there and you preach the gospel to him. Quicker, my friend, quicker. 14 all, 22 to go. Fox Sports, Super Saturday. Fiji over PNG earlier. And a win to the junior Kangaroos tonight as well, or much earlier in the afternoon. And Tepai Moeroa, the young Parramatta forward, was man of the match in that game. And scored a decisive try as well.
Yeah, great try. Great individual effort.
Well, pick me the winner from here, Brandy.
Obviously, I said at half-time I thought the Tongans might have been able to get the job done. I'll stick with that, but almost nothing in it. This has been a good set off the back of points. And Joey Leilua brushing away a number of Tongans to get the ball away to Frank Pritchard.
And a few red jumpers left on the deck there. They're going to get a penalty. He played for it. Up he gets, Frank. Well, seriously, Frank, you've got the penalty. No, I just said you're happy, you're always smiling. Now he's giving the referee a goal after his team get a penalty.
Even the referee said, calm down, Frank. Exactly. They don't often see Frank Pritchard.
Where's that smile?
So they've been doing it all day, sir.
Just settle.
Well, that was penalty on tackle 4-2. That's going to put some pressure on this Tongan defensive line, who, through that last set, just looked like they were really struggling to get back.
3 tries all net. Look, the goal kicker's not having a good night, and the mindset was not penalty goal earlier, but now, as you get down to the final quarter of the game, if a penalty within kicking range, do you just get your noses in front? Throw a bit of heat back on the other side. CO in a dummy half, 15 metres away from the line. Samoans in possession as Samoa takes them to the right. Out it comes from Ataudia. Limited opportunities tonight for young Pat. Quick play the ball for Leilua. Cassiano across field. Links up there with Lasone. And then Lou cut off low. Good defence to lock up the ball over the top by Lungy. Manu was there as well. Sio's got a chance. Burrows. He may have got there.
Chidge, tackle 4. I've got no try. Can you check for ground in here? Possible strip there, mate.
It's over to Chids again. Chids is having a busy night.
Well, we've thrown up a lot of things there too. Possible strip. He's got no try, though. It was a quick play the ball, and off the back of that, Sikamanu had his back turned. CO just dives at the try line. Gee whiz.
See, if it's a strip and he regathers, then it could even be a try. But it's been sent upstairs, no try. So there you go, first crack.
Even if he did get it, if they're ruling that strip from Lasoni, or it was Kafusi, sorry. Kafusi got in underneath. CO doesn't get the ball down on his second attempt.
Scramble of bodies there.
It's fallen out. Hang on. Of course, you're allowed to strip the ball while the player's trying to score a try. Yeah. Well, he's just let go of it. No, I'm not going to say that I'm not going to say Kaufusi has stripped that out.
No.
I think in CO's effort to get the ball, release the ball, he's lost it, lost control of it.
And if that is the case, so let's first of all confirm the decision. No try against Samoa. And knock on short of the line scrum. No 20-metre restart.
Scrum, knock on.
I think in Michael Co's head, that was the last thing. We've confirmed one thing tonight. The Teletubbies are in Tonga. They've had a good fun night. The fans of both teams, and in fact all teams tonight. The Fijians and the Kummel fans here.
He's caused some problems, big Sam Cassiano, since he's been back on the field. His offloads and his ball playing.
Tau bind him in. Tau bind him in, pull him please, wait there. Head in there, Tui.
Bind them in.
Bound. Right there, put in.
Look at that, Tau Moga at the back there, binding them in.
That's all right.
Tonga's got the ball. It's all relative, if that's all right. Lawler here will play it. So inside their 10-metre zone to start this set. Mahe Whanua. Looked sideways by Cassiano. Wouldn't that be an ugly moment? You look up and there's Big Sam coming at you. Now with Kaufusi. Big raps on him out of Melbourne. Almost back to the 30. Andy Raymond's brought us the news that it's a royal girl. As pushback is made off Priscilla. Suffered a knee injury back in round 2 playing New South Wales Cup, the match up at Bathurst for Penrith. Not as much football as he would have liked this year. And that's been a bit of a pressure set there from Tonga. They started like a house on fire in their second half and were making 60 and 70 metres in sets, but right there they've had to kick from their own 30.
It ran out of juice in that set, as they have in the last couple of defensive sets. They really have struggled to get back the 10 and get off their line. And the Samoans aren't having much trouble turning them around as Vito takes the ball forward, but good strong contact there from Kaufusi.
19 minutes to go. Super Saturday on Fox Sports. Maguire goes wide out of dummy half for Simona. Mo was there in defence. Called to play it, Simona, so milking for the penalty. It comes with Dominic Peru. I think he's eligible for about 5 Pacific Islands for Test football. Last tackle for Samoa. And the bomb is good. It'll come down for Feki. Sasaya Feki, my man, has got it. Beautiful take. And that takes a bit of mental strength right there.
I feel good for him. Well taken, Lolo here, the footwork into some space.
Keeps it alive and away for Qatar. He wants space. He finds Maguire in defence. Wonderful, wonderful counter-attack by Tonga. It started with a bomb take from Sasaya Feki. Now Mo runs into Leilua. That'll shorten you up. 39 metres from the line at 14 all. 18 minutes to go. A match that has lived up to expectations. They're all playing like it could be their last match. Takiaho plays it. Now Lungi, right side Manu. Captain has been strong. Both captains have been good. Manu loses the ball. There was a corner strip. It was one-on-one. He's got it back.
Huge call.
Tackle count restarts. Conrad. May only need one. Hurrell is held by Pritchard and also Tumavave. Feki, Lungi, centre field it comes. Murdoch Masilla. They have a collision with Kaufusi. Almost in front of the posts of Samoa. There's a penalty at 14 all. Quick decision, Brandy. What do you do?
Oh, you take the 2. You get yourself into the lead at 16-14. The way the goal kicking's been, well, they don't come any easier. They've been under the pump, the Tongans.
What he's doing?
It's a test match. Let's not remember, they're not just putting on a friendly here for show.
No.
The crowd want tries, and they're actually booing the decision. There's probably some Tongans in there, but it is a test match. And Tonga are looking to improve their world ranking. They're outside the top 10 at the moment. You know what? There's the strip. I think he knocked it on after the strip, didn't he?
I think he did too. In terms of the strip, I think as he was falling down the tackle, the man with the ball, Sikamanu. The ball's just... Oh, he's had it. No, he's had it played. But I think there might be a little... Oh, no, he pulled it back in. Yeah, well, I think in the end, it's probably a good decision as Solomon Qatar lines this one up after piloting through his one and only kick from their last try. A little close to the 15-minute mark, and this should take the Tongans 2 points clear.
Look, it's an easy kick, but they're no sure thing. Just the pressure of the occasion. Solomon Qatar, he's got it, and I'm happy for him. And they're in front by 2. Tonga at 16-14 with 15 and a half to go. The crowd here tonight, 12,336. Brandy, big Tonga pre-match. Have a look at it. They've come in ties, the whole bit. Haven't they got some moves? Wow. Andy Raymond, can you compete with that? Can we get you on camera doing some of that stuff? Come on, Andy, up on your feet.
I am the worst on the dance floor.
That's why I'm asking you to do it.
Exactly.
Saturday night, Fox Sports. Embarrass yourself. Here we go. No, for Kafusi, bounces away from Louis. Didn't worry him at all.
Hold your marker straight, go.
So Tonga with possession. Murdoch-Masila. He's almost back to the 30. Tried hard for them tonight. Ben Murdoch-Masila, here's the run back from the kickoff. Kafusi. Yeah, that's resembled what could have been a shoulder charge to this. But anyway, Cummins was just looking off to the side, and that's fine by me. As the ball comes away to Ma'u now. He's up to halfway. Tongans up by 2. 14 to go. And almost time to kick again. Murdoch-Masila with another run. And trapped by the defence 40 metres out. Peru over the top. Last play. What do they deliver? They go for a kick along the ground. Getting across is Moga. Tato Moga with the ball. And the chasers all there. Effective in defence.
Good set from the Tongans. They get themselves 2 points clear and then through the next set and force the Samoans to work it out of their own end.
As now Samoa spread it out wide. And Davido pushed aside from Hurrell. Well, back at the 2013 World Cup, the player they'd look to right now would be Anthony Milford. He was one of the stars of the tournament. He'd be one of the players most likely to create something from a long way out. I'm not quite sure who that player is here. I still think if they can get some quality ball to Joey Leilua, he may yet play a part in this result.
Well, I know Tim Simona's playing out of position, but I would think that Simona, if he can get himself anywhere around Sam Cassiano.
Oh, my man Feckie lost it over the shoulder. Play on. So Sire back 20 metres away from the Tongan line.
Give me space now. Back here, Josh. Another set, mate.
Tackled by Danamas Louis. He's got through 21 tackles off the bench. McGuire leads the count with 32 tonight. Takiaho for Samoa with 29. Tonga now working left side. And Ma'u is with the ball 5 short of halfway. So they feel as if... I'm sure they don't think 2 wins it. They need more than that. The penalty got them in front, but they're not comfortable with that. Lungy now, offloading, Qatar over the top, on the bounce. Becky ends up with the ball. He'll look up at Pritchard. He's wrapped up 25 metres away from the line. Last tackle now for Tonga. And the bomb will come from Lawler here. Look at this, he's launched one into outer space. No one's a hug for catching it. Tonga's almost come up with an amazing try to Fanua. From the height of the kick. That was picked up by satellites in space. Fanua has almost scored the most amazing of tries.
Well, it was Fanua who got to the last kick on the George Tafua try, and that one he tracked it the whole way to the in-goal area.
Boy, what kick from Lawler here. I know Johnson can kick him high, but maybe he's been giving a little school for Tui Lawler here. They've been having competitions or something. Now Maguire on halfway, Tulmavave, they go left side. This is Dynamis Louis, he's offloaded. And they will keep coming forward. Lutelli, he's bounced away from a couple. few troubles with their jumper numbers tonight, but I can assure you that is Ricky Latelli. 30 metres away from the Samoan line to Mavabe centre field, the captain Pritchard, then for Moga. They can't find Leilua, but they can find Peru! Peru! He's going to score! He wrong foots Lana here! Dominic Peru has scored! I'm going to declare it the greatest moment of his career right there. Spent a couple of years here with the Gold Coast Titans, but he scores a try for Samoa that has stopped the Tongans in their tracks.
Well, they were flat-footed. It went out the back from Frank Pritchard. The support play were even standing in front of the ball, the man with the ball. We were wondering who was going to be able to do it for the Samoans. Peru wasn't in anyone's thoughts, but terrific footwork, great fend, and enough speed. Lola here, and an acrobatic attempt to make that tackle, but a huge moment for Dominic Peru.
What about the look on his face when he breaks into open space? Yes, indeed. Dominic Peru, who has played Test for Cook Islands, and proudly so, but honouring the heritage of his family. He represents Samoa. I don't think it's over yet. Don't worry about that. 9.5 to go. Don't think that Samoa is delaying things here. The Samoans are going back into a huddle. Samoa is having a shower out on the field before he will take the shot. I mean, you want to feel refreshed. That's your first tip, Brandy, from your goal-kicking school, is first of all, have a little, maybe a shave if you can, freshen up. He's done that. He's got the towel out there, the water bottle. Was the clock stopped for all of this? Surely
it has. Yeah, clock stopped.
Was the try scored? We've got the try being scored 1 minute 43 ago.
Well, he's had a shower, as you said. He's had a tub.
He's had a tub. He's had a tub out there, Tim Samoa. And now he'll have a shot from 15 out. They're back in front by 2. This is for 4 in front. He's pushed them left and right tonight. He doesn't appear to be one who has any bend on the kick. Like if he was a golfer, you'd say he's blocking his tee shots. We're now 2 minutes 12 after the try being scored. Trap for young players when he goes back 3/4 of the way to his mark. He's got rid of the mouth guard. That's his chase. That's a little technical change. All righty, Tim. Samoa for Samoa. 16. And again, he's got the push. He's blocked it. He's missed the fairway again. Well, he's tried everything. He's thrown the mouth guard out. Maybe, I don't know, one boot off, one hand behind the back. I don't know. 4 tries, 1 goal for Samoa tonight.
That's only 2 points. And Lola here gets us underway.
That was 159 seconds.
So that was a long one.
That included the top. But 159 seconds we've got that from the try being scored to the shot when Boot struck ball. And Isaac Liu is with it. 22 metres away from their own line. 8.5 to go.
There's still plenty of time on the clock.
Absolutely. Oh, no, lost, and the penalty goes to Samoa. Cummins puts his stamp on it, the referee, Faoso.
Well, so is he rude? Was it Faoso or Taukei'aho who got their hand to the ball, and that's what he's ruled. They jumped out of marker too quickly and knocked the ball down out of the dummy half's hand. Well,
I don't know what the penalty is.
Well, either he was offside or it's play on, because Maguire he was a bit slow out of dummy half. Once he's taken a step away from the ruck, it's game on.
I'm with you. And Latelli with the ball for Samoa. Just inside the Tongan half. Look at that clock, 7.5 to go. Pritchard with the ball. The Tongan fans willing one more try from them. And for Samoa, one more try might do it. Although, no certainty to get the conversion. And there is Samoa with the ball. I'm not sure if they've got another kicking option here. I think
he's hurt his ankle, Samoa.
Oh, that's not good. Well, that could force the issue if they do get a shot at goal. He's made a fine fist of having to wear the 7 on his back here.
Yeah, he half got through the Tongan defence there, and that extra effort there, Taukei'aho over the top and just got his legs caught underneath. Just in that second effort, kicked out of one of the defenders.
Yeah. This is 30 metres away from the Tongan line with this little hold up, and just under 7.5 minutes remaining. Let's hope he's okay. West Tigers fans watching closely. Jason Taylor tentative, I would think, in looking at this. Oh, gee, that doesn't look good, does it? The way he flinched there, and there's the call. He's no good once he got up.
Tackle 3.
Oh, that's disappointing end for Tim Simona. He doesn't want to go off, you know that. We're into the championship minutes here, and hang on a second. Hang on, don't worry about that. No signal. I think he's building up to a match-winning kick. 30 away from the line, and now he'll have to walk back and play it if he's staying on. That's quite the recovery.
Wait till he plays it.
Ruled out. Now back in. Good on him. Lou with the ball. Oh, he's lost it. Look at the Tongans get up. Have a look at him. Look at Ahmed Vete. What about the feeling tonight? They've rushed in. Every player has rushed in to congratulate Samoa making an error.
Yeah, just not one that he makes, Isaac Lou. He went through all last season without hard. I think he made a couple of errors the whole season, but that's all. And that one, still plenty of time as we see Tim Simona. He was brave to play the ball, but you didn't think he was going to be much good to carry on for the rest of the game.
It was silly rule that he can't make the change at the scrum when he's quite obviously injured. We're talking about the welfare of players. So they're basically lining up at this scrum one man short, with Simona waiting on the sideline, and they can't make the change. I mean, this is a ridiculous rule that you can't replace a player at the scrum. And we do things to care for the welfare of players. Why we would not allow that to happen when he's quite obviously injured.
The Samoans just trying to get their defensive line set to make sure they're not outnumbered, with Simona on the wing.
Well, you've got to come that way, don't you? Cassiano's going to run on the wing. Look out. Samoa looks up. Cassiano wanted him. A 125, if not 130k winger.
He headed back in field quickly, didn't he?
Good, shrewd play. Play of the night. Vete on halfway for Tonga. 6 to go. 18-16 for Samoa. Fayoso big meters. Now they will come left side. Lulahia. Here comes Mau into the hands of Qatar. Offloads there for Tafua. Nice sliding defence across there by the Samoans. Tonga 25 metres from the line. Mau's there. Always has got a bit of footwork. A bit on the quiet side tonight. Now inside the 20, last tackle. What's going to be the play? It's the low kick from Lulahia. Moga's got it covered, takes no chances. Interesting hold on him there from Manu. That was shades of Fletcher and Hindmarsh right there.
Just all a bit too far away from the defensive line there from the Tongans. Really didn't commit anyone from the Samoan defence. Chase wasn't great. Latelli, the numberless Ricky Latelli, gets some metres out of dummy half.
The numberless Latelli, wordsmith Alexander. As Maguire gets another one. Oh, strong defence over the top. Fayoso on Cassiano. Richie says, please, Sam. There's so much to aim at of Sam Cassiano. They come. It's a tough game. It's a brutal game. He's 130k running at you. He's close enough to 2 metres tall. And Fayoso's gone in and given him everything he's got.
No penalty.
We're just going to say play on.
Is it because we've only got one ref? It's an international game. What? That would have been a penalty 10 times out of 10.
It's the Voss rule
over the weekend.
It's called blind eye. Let the passion rule.
I don't mind it.
And now it comes away to Leilua. He gets the kick in. Joey, he goes the ground option to Fools with the ball. Gee, for a side two in front, they mucked that up, didn't they? You got to kick long, and they're the team in front. You don't want to be running it on the last inside your 30.
No, the 20-metre grab is not the play, and the Tigers will get a penalty.
Sick up.
It's Solomon of Qatar, the kick. He's not
hang on. The call is coming from the bench, I think. What have they got?
Just wait there.
Real confusion there.
That's a mark there.
Inside the final four. They've actually wasted valuable time in trying to make up a decision there. They've probably cost themselves 30 seconds. Well, here it is. You wanted passion, you wanted emotion, you wanted a close finish, you got all three. The Tongans with the ball. Vete is 15 from the line. A gripping test match here on the Gold Coast. As Lungy takes the right side double pump dummy, the defence is all over him. It's a blue rash. 8 metres away from the line. Captain, dummy half. That's Manu. It's a slow play the ball. It comes up. Takiaho, and then for Lola here. Floats it out. Fanoa's through. Now to Fua. Fua is taken over the sideline. That is amazing. Sam Cassiano. Or is it a shoulder charge? Hang on a second. What are they going to roll?
Tackle made by Cassiano and the grounding, please, touchline.
Sensational moment. That may have a sensational conclusion.
Well, Lola here held the ball up. He got Fanua in space. Quick hands out to George Tafua. I just thought try. I didn't know it was Sam coming across. Oh, he got himself in front.
Well,
he just blocked him from scoring. He just got himself across the try line and denied Tafua an opportunity.
That
to
is
get the ball
amazing.
down.
And it's Pritchard who takes him over the sideline. Cassiano's intention is shoulder charge. I think he's missed him, but as you say, he's become the human roadblock. And a big one at that.
Well, he has. He's just stopped any chance Tafua had of getting to the try line. Sam just threw himself across. I think he had plans to take Tafua into the grandstand, but he's missed him.
He's missed him, and Tafua still almost gets it down. That is a great rugby league moment. Have a look at this. Combined weight of these two coming across is about 740 kilos. And Tafua, the corner post, rest in peace. Extraordinary play. I don't think I've ever seen two bigger men in a cover tackle situation than that.
Well, how did they get themselves there? How did Cassiano and Pritchard both get there when the ball goes across the line? No try.
It's two islands. It's two small islands that moved across.
And unless it was those two players, well, George Tafua gets over the top of them.
You don't reckon there is pride in the jumper?
Have you ever seen a player with the strength of George Tafua stopped like that?
An extraordinary moment here. 3 minutes from full time. Pritchard and Cassiano in the tackle. With apologies for the exaggeration. I tell you what, it's probably realistically 240k. Or possibly 250k.
Here he comes off, Sam. Yeah, replay box. He's had enough, and who could blame him for having a rest after that? I think he's won his team the game with that effort.
Well, don't lock it up just yet. Pritchard, on it comes for Armau. Honest performer again tonight, the Dragon. 30 tackles next to his name as well, Leeson Armau. Last tackle, Samoa. I think they're looking to take it out of play here. And it is to him up. Gee, doesn't go long. He only bit off 3 or 4 metres with a kick.
Very conservative from Tumavavi.
Well, it's huge field position. They'll move in to pack the scrum 30 metres away from their own line.
Bind properly. Okay, stand up. Stand up.
How many have we got in the scrum there?
Stand up and stand.
We've ended up with a 7-man scrum there at the finish. The clock has stopped. Cassiano wants back in. He's bought some more chips. Tonga will have a scrum feed. All right, here we go. There's 93 seconds to go. There's not enough time for a Tim Simona shot at goal, but there's time for a try. 30 metres out from the Tongan line. The line is set right. Conrad Hurrell would love the ball. Love a bit of open space to run. Tackle number 1. On Whenua. Hurrell now has the ball. And lots of Samoan jumpers. Hurrell goes back infield. Gets over the 40. Tackle number 2 now. Called the player. Tonga will roll forward a little further. Albert Vete has done some strong runs tonight. On the burst that time. 5 into the Samoan half. Now Takiaho inside the 40. Tackle number 4. There's 1 minute to go. They'll look to come to the left side. Lolohea goes short. Armel made the tackle. Lolohea's got it back for Tonga. No restart of the tackle count. Now out to Conrad. Now he's got some space. Conrad Hurrell back in field. Payru got him over the top. Last tackle. He's been hurt too. Well, the clock will stop. Well, hang on. He's holding the side of the face. There's a chance to look at a replay. What if it shows a high tackle?
No, I think he's just copped a poke in the eye. Payru hit him hard as he was falling into the tackle. Ronnie Palmer, the trainer for the Tongans, on the field. Back against the grain he went, Conrad Hurrell. The legs tackle from Suaso Su, and he just falls straight into it. Now, I've seen penalties given for that in the NRL, because even though Payru played very little part and just went forward, and Hurrell falls into it.
Say it again, Brandy. It's a brutal game that we love.
They're going to play on.
It's going to be last tackle. 20 metres out. 36 seconds on the clock.
Maybe that threshold has been raised already. Todd Greenberg spoke about in the week about players and the penalties. Players taking dives. Now, there's no way he's taken a dive. There's been contact there.
Well, it's got to rattle every one of your teeth, hasn't it? The impact. Conrad Hurrell to play it. The line left, let me tell you, the last player on the left-hand side, open side here for Tonga, is George Tafua. He's inside his own half.
He's 35 metres from deep from the play the ball. He's got 35 metres to make up.
You reckon they're going to go left? You reckon that Joey Leilua is ready for it out of that right side? Have a look at this. This is strung out. The men in red and the straight line to the blue is Samoa. Conrad Hurrell, the worst for wear, is coming off for those final seconds. And this is the quintessential example of last throw of the dice. A build-up for it. They've got their formation as they want it. Tell you what, if they went short side to Feki, that'd surprise us all. It's Luani at dummy half. 20 metres out. Here we go. Tonga hold their breath. Nice work for Lolohea. Then almost obstruction. Lolohea comes back. He's working towards Feki's side. Manu's got the ball. Sandwich between defenders. Samoa just too good there. Just too good. They scrambled. And Sikamanu was caught with the ball. The clock stops again.
Yep, we've got 10 seconds to go, Samoa. Only have to hang on to the ball now. Lolohea, who has been impressive for the Tongans at fullback, had to double back down the right side of the field after almost running behind a player. He created some space for Sikamanu, but the Samoans, in their desperation, were able to get there and shut him down. Well, it's Ben Murdoch-Masila with the injury this time. Well, he's got the leg caught under. Yeah. Or he's got his ankle caught under one of the Samoan defenders.
Just make sure you stay at marker there. Don't go to this.
Oh, what a sad end here for Tonga with Hurrell off and now Murdoch-Masila off. I haven't really been keeping count of the interchange where they're at. So final seconds of the contest. The fourth-ranked team in the rugby league world look like they're going to survive. Here by 2. What a second half. Lead change 3 times. Big comeback from Tonga to get themselves in front. But I'll forever remember the cover tackle of Cassiano and Pritchard. It may be one of the most dramatic moments in our rugby league year. What a test match here. Samoan fans celebrate. 4 tries they scored. 4 tries to 3. And Samoa have outlasted Tonga by 2 points. 18 points to 16. Well done to both teams. Well done to the fans here for providing the stage for the players to perform. Fiji beat Papua New Guinea earlier today. The junior Kangaroos over the